Hi, this is Jeff Tate, and you're listening to Ray and Steve on the I Remember Now podcast.
Taken to a place underground, a cavern 10,000 steps down. The only light was firefly glow, reflecting in the blue crystal show. Feeling in the darkness surrounding me, roots of giant sequoia trees anchor the canopy of life that's above. The answer to the mystery of life is, I have no freaking clue. What I do know is that we're going to try to decipher some goofy lyrics, some different rhythms, in an album that is certainly one of a kind in the Queensrÿche catalog. Buckle up, this is our deep dive review of the 2003 album Tribe, and this is I Remember Now, the Queensrÿche podcast. All right, hey everybody, welcome back to I Remember Now, the Queensrÿche podcast. Snowmageddon is here. If you're in the United States, it is the morning of Snowmageddon, and it started last night, continued through the night, and is supposed to not stop until late tonight. So we're looking at 11 to 15 inches here in western Pennsylvania, and let's find out the weather report in eastern Pennsylvania and bring in my co-host Steve. Steve, what's going on, bud?
Hey, buddy, how are you? Snowmageddon here in the east, and it started, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 hours ago, but we're supposed to get up to, like, almost 2 feet of snow here in the east. So,
nice.
But it's nice, though. I'm in the new townhouse, and I don't have to shovel, and just look out the window and watch them plow the snow. So you may hear snowplow go by a couple times here.
Could there possibly be a better day to be snowed in on? This is Championship Sunday in the NFL. We got the two conference championships games going on. There could not be a better day to get snowed in for me, because this is one of my favorite days of the year. I love Championship Sunday.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I told my wife, I said, I can't wait till we're down and moved in. We still have a bunch of stuff to unpack and stuff, but I said, I can't wait to just look out the window and watch the snow come down and not have to go out and shovel it or plow it or clean my car off or any goddamn thing. So in football, that's the bonus. That is absolutely the bonus for the day.
Yeah, it's going to be a great day. So looking forward to just sitting back and watching it snow and watching some football later. But before we get to that, we got a Queensrÿche show to do. So as I said in the intro, we're going to be talking about Tribe today. Very interesting album. We were supposed to have a special guest on today, but unfortunately he had to cancel. So we will keep him under wraps until we bring him back on for another show down the road. So, buddy, hope everything is well with you and your family. I know you had a family thing happen. So sorry you can't be here, but we'll look forward to talking to you down the road. So last episode, real quick, before we get into our calls, we had quite a few calls this time. We talked about the top 10, finally, of our classic Queensrÿche countdown. I thought it was a very, very fun episode. Was really glad we finally made it to the end, and just had a blast doing it. So what would you think, Steve?
Yeah, it was a long haul to get through that, and fun, though. Absolutely awesome. I always look forward to when Ray would send me the list for the upcoming list, because I didn't want to know. I did not want to know, especially for the top 5, or I think the top 5 he didn't give me at all, so I kind of had to guess, and it was a blast. I can't wait till we do the listeners rankings, and that's going to be great. But good to wrap it up. But it was a fun topic to do, and we were able to stretch it out. Probably longer than we should have, but what are you going to do? Because how we roll here recording, yeah. But also, though, we are back a lot sooner than we usually are, so we are on schedule. We're sticking to the schedule so far, so good. And Henning, sorry, hope everything's okay with what you got going on there, and we'll definitely get you on another episode. So love the top 10, and it's funny just kind of looking back over the whole list, and we've talked about it, just how could I have ranked this here and that there? So it's always fun to just kind of go back and Monday morning quarterback yourself after you're done with it. And but it's always fun.
Yeah, no doubt. It was a very tough task. It was fun getting through it. It's kind of bittersweet that it's over. I always look forward to those episodes. But as we said last time, we've got the modern era Queensrÿche countdown coming up later this year. So we'll have another countdown to do. We've got the listener episode coming up. So we've got lots of countdown related stuff still. We will squeeze the blood out of that stone until the last drop has dripped. So
Absolutely.
Anyway, as I said, we've got a lot to get through today. Album review shows are always pretty in depth, so we're going to get moving here. We've got several calls. The first one, I have to apologize to Canada Rob. This call came in November. And I totally missed it. I think the one episode we decided not to do calls because we did the live shows and we had so much to talk about. And then we moved on to the first show in January and just totally forgot to go back. So this is a little bit old, a little bit dated, but this is from November. And this is Canada Rob.
Hello there. This message is for the I Remember Now podcast. Hello, Steve and Ray. How you doing? This is Canada Rob from, Canada. I've got a couple of comments. First, I'd like to address Tim's comments about his response to mine. You know, I really don't like it when I bust someone's balls about something, and then they have a valid, reasonable, logical answer to why they do it. So I'm sorry, Tim. I get it. I'm not there yet, but I suspect that there will come a time when I won't feel like standing at every show either. So yeah, I won't be busting your balls about that for any more. And I did like the petrichor comment. I also have a comment on this song, Hand on Heart, a great deep cut for me. Steve, you used the word patriotic to describe the song, and I wonder if the word loyalty might be a better one, because you can apply that to a woman as well. Love these list episodes, looking forward to the top 10, and also how the listeners' responses will affect the list as well. Back to Tim's comment about petrichor. Did you know that when you wake up drunk with a strange woman in bed, the word for the smell you get there is petrichor? And on that note, I will hang up. Keep up the great work.
So Rob, thanks for calling in, man. I'm sure Tim appreciates your apology for his valid reason for not standing at concerts. That is absolutely, in our book anyway, no reason to not bust his balls, though. We do that all the time, even if the reason is valid. Got back into the petrichor again, which I never realized that petrichor would get as much talk as it has. But between Tim's original call and several other people mentioning it and us talking about it on the show, just really that little point really got a lot of play. He mentioned Hand on Heart. I know when we talked about it, he said that you mentioned that it was a patriotic song. I don't know that you did. In listening back, I think you said that when you first saw the title, you could think that it might be something like that. But that song's definitely about a woman. I agree with you there, Rob, and it definitely fits better there. And then Rob had to end with a joke. His petrichor comment.
That was good. I like that.
Kind of funny. So thanks for calling in, Rob.
Yeah, Rob, thanks for calling, buddy. Rob, I got to tell you, Rob is a great guy. We met him. He went on a Monsters of Rock cruise a couple of years ago, and he's been one of our guys. He's in our group. He's a Potter Than Hellion, and he's a I Remember Nowian, and just a really good guy. And looking forward to seeing him on Monsters of Rock cruise this year too. So, Rob, see you in a couple of months, my friend.
You just invented a word.
Queensrÿche.
Nowian. I like that. So yeah, Rob, thanks for calling in, and please call us again. And again, I apologize for missing your call last time. Okay, let's move on. Next one is from our good friend, producer Tim.
Well, hello, my Timians. Happy New Year to you both, and to the I Remember Now, and by extension, the Asylum families. Producer Tim here. I have no problems whatsoever about the final tallies of the last segment of the countdown. So I'm not going to complain and bitch about anything like that. First, I want to say to Ray, stop with the hanger honor talk. You are 100% a full-fledged member of Asylum, an equal quarter of the whole. Well, a third when Cousin Marvin acts a fool. You keep us in line better than the rest of us do, for sure. We don't always listen, mind you, but you do the best you can. And you are not our Eric or Bruce. You're not a hired hand. You are our ace, the last to join, but totally, equally, and just as important. And Ray, I'm with you also. Wednesday night schedules, at least schedule changes, all that stuff bugged the piss out of me too. And switching topics to be trendy and timely annoys me as well. But it is what it is, and I digress. I agree, believe it or not, on not understanding people who don't listen to music or not have some kind of feeling about it. On the Less Desirables, we always ask, what's on your playlist, or what are you listening to these days? And more than a few guests always say, I don't really listen to music anymore. I listen to podcasts or talk radio, which we podcast creators and producers appreciate, but surely there is music in there somewhere. Music in general is my healing. My mother has never really been a music listener, and when she did, it was 60s pop like Leslie Gore and folk like Peter, Paul, and Mary, or gospel music. I don't mind the first two, but I hate that last one. And my dad likes two kinds of music, country and western. I like that stuff okay now, but I hated it growing up. I think you suffer from schizophrenia or something if you don't like music at all. At least you should be examined for it. Anyway, it was fun to produce this episode, and I'm kind of sorry to see it end, the countdown that is, but it had to. Here's to 2026 and hopefully a tight schedule. And turn the current on.
Well, how about that, Tim? Just with a Happy New Year, and he had no problems with us call. That's a very rare occurrence. So I was glad to hear that Tim was in somewhat agreement with our top 10. I think when you get to the top 10, especially the list that we had, it's hard to argue any of those songs don't belong there. There's other ones that I think you could argue do belong there, but there's only 10 spots, so you've got to narrow it down. And glad to hear that Tim was in agreement with us. I appreciate his comments about me being a hanger-on with the Asylum Podcast. I didn't mean that at all when I said that on the last episode. I know that I'm a part of the team and part of the family, so I just like to bust balls. And I did like his analogy that I'm like Ace, though. I'm not Eric or Vinny or one of those hired guns. I'm Ace. I'm the last to join. So I love those guys, and I love doing that show. So he talked about switching topics. I think I brought that up on the last show, that we try to plan a calendar out here, and then on Asylum we do the same thing. And then one of our men who shall remain nameless, Gary,
what's up, man? Hey, Zyke!
likes to switch things up at the last minute, and it just drives everyone crazy. But still usually leads to a good show. That is very, very difficult. One thing that Tim said that I really, really connected with when he said music is my healing, when we were talking about people that don't get into music kind of at the level that we do. Totally agree with that statement. I can't tell you how many times I've been, down in the dumps and I needed something to bring me up, as Paul Stanley would say. Just music gets you there. It does. It gives you the medicine that you need to make you feel better, or make you feel the opposite of whatever emotion that you're feeling that you need to turn around. So really appreciated that comment. And I too grew up in a house where there was two kinds of music, country and western. And I'm pretty sure that that's why I became a metalhead, because I couldn't stand that shit then, and I'm not a big fan now.
Yeah, always great to hear from Tim. And there was always music playing in my house too. My dad was an Elvis guy, but he liked country and stuff too, like Merle Haggard type stuff. And then my mom, she was the Barry Manilow fan, and I really did not pick up on the country stuff so much, but I can tolerate it. And actually, because the first album that I remember ever holding in my hand and listening to was Elvis live in Hawaii via satellite. And I made sure when I was starting my vinyl collection up again that was one of the first albums that I purchased. Still like the Barry Manilow stuff. I took my wife to see him a couple times, and guy's a great entertainer, and but like that kind of stuck with me. But like I've told it before, as soon as I saw that Destroyer album, I'm like, life just fucking changed right there. So always great to hear from Tim. Yeah, and music for me is very, very healing for me. Ray, what I have going on right now. But I mean, and that's a huge, kind of salvation for me to, break the funk or, kind of, think of better stuff and everything. So I couldn't agree more with Tim on that one. And like I said, I'm really sad for anybody that doesn't have music in their life. But, we beat that one to death as well. So thanks for calling, Tim. And if I recall correctly, I don't know, the last time Tim called before this one, we didn't get a Turn the Current On. There was one where he didn't do it. Remember?
I don't remember that.
I think there was one where he didn't do it. I'm sure
this
he'll
one was,
correct me if
I would
I'm
say,
wrong.
uninspired.
It was kind of a plain one. I was hoping for some
not
kind
his
of
best work.
like a big Turn the Current On, like a death metal voice or something like that. But
Yeah.
He's got to give us a regular one every now and then. Thanks for calling, Tim. We love it.
Yeah. All right, next up, we've got a call from second-time caller, I believe, Lou from Long Island.
This is for the I Remember Now podcast. First of all, gentlemen, Happy New Year to you both. Should be another good year listening to Queensrÿche as per usual. I just listened to the podcast about the live show with the last live show in 2025 with Accept. I did not see the show. I've seen plenty of clips online. The last show I saw actually was Jeff Tate, of course, but before that was I guess it's called Return to Origins or whatever, a couple of years ago, where they did they did the EP and The Warning over on Long Island here. Oh, this is Lou from Long Island, by the way. Anyways, here's my issue. Todd seems like a nice enough guy, very energetic. I will give him that. I'm not a fan, and I'll tell you why, without getting too long-winded. He starts off really good, and then at least when last time I saw him, and he gets about into The Warning, and all of a sudden his high notes become very screechy. Low range, beautiful. Drumming, beautiful. High notes, not so much, especially when he's doing a lot of extensive touring. I too believe, like you guys do, I believe he should be, they should be doing more newer stuff. I've referred to Queensrÿche as a cover band these days because all they do is play the hits, pretty much. I mean, yeah, they play some deeper cuts, I'll give them that, but come on, out of 16 songs, they're playing 4 new songs. I mean, come on, they should play at least 5 or 6. And I don't want to hear about how it's the fans don't like it because, there's fans like me who have been fans since, 1989, 1990 who would love to hear some newer stuff. Anyways, that's my take. Have a good day, gentlemen. Like on.
So, Lou, thanks for calling in. Good to hear from you again. It centered your call around the live experience with Queensrÿche. Sorry you didn't get to see the Volume and Vengeance tour, man. It was phenomenal. I could do another episode on that show. It just was so much fun and enjoyed it so much. We kind of bagged on Todd a little bit. Said he has issues with Todd's high notes, especially late in the show. He gets a little screechy. I did not notice that on the last tour. I thought he sounded as good or better than I've ever heard him in I think 4 times I've seen them with Todd now. He really sounded great this tour. So if that was your experience last time, Lou, I would encourage you to check it out again. And maybe he was just having an off night or something. But I've talked about screechy Todd before on some of the reviews we've done. I'm not a big fan of that screechy tone he has in his voice, but when he hits a good clean high note, it's pretty good, and it sounded great this last time. Lou, of course, we agree with you on the playing newer material in the current set lists. Could not agree more. Where I have to disagree with you is the cover band comment. I just don't think that, a band that has original members that is still making new original music and still playing that music, even though if it's not quite to the volume of songs in a set that we would like to hear, is not a cover band. I think that's, and not me personally offensive, but I think like to the band, that would be an offensive term to use. But hey, it's your opinion and you're welcome to it. We appreciate you sharing it with us.
Yeah, Lou, thanks for calling again. We definitely appreciate it. And I'm sure they're going to be getting dumped on out in Long Island today, too. And yeah, thanks for calling. I didn't notice Todd's getting screechy because I've seen him a bunch of times. I've seen him because they pretty much did the Origins thing on Monsters of Rock Cruise last year that we saw. They did the They did the Warning. They did Warning one night. They did the EP and other stuff the second night. I didn't really, like I said, I didn't really notice any kind of change in Todd's voice. But yeah, and I don't agree with the cover band thing either. I think you could safely call like Foreigner a cover band right now because there's like no original members in there. And I'll tell you, if it wasn't for the lawsuit, I'm sure Jeff Tate would be going out as Queensrÿche now too. I think it would be offensive to the band. I mean, people can categorize whatever they want to do. I don't care. It doesn't means nothing to me. We appreciate the call and call back. We love you, buddy.
Yeah. And if you haven't called us before and you've got stuff to say, please do so. I'll give the number later on, but we love new callers, so please chime in if you'd like. All right, last call we have this episode is from our good friend who we had on the show but didn't really have on the show, Jim from Irwin.
Hey, this is Jim from Irwin calling in for the I Remember Now Queensrÿche podcast. Hey, Steve, Ray. Hey, great episode. Really enjoyed the latest installment and the top 10 songs from our beloved Queensrÿche. I thought you guys did a very good job with that list, and I can't really disagree with any song that made the top 10. They're all great in their own way. Beyond that, I'm looking forward to what you guys come up with in the new year. I think it's going to be spectacular. Hopefully we do get some more episodes this year and we're able to keep on track. Something I look forward to every couple of weeks or so. Also, just a suggestion or an idea for a possible show in the future, maybe like a deep dive into the meaning behind some Queensrÿche lyrics. I know Ray's big into lyrics, and I am too, so I think that'd be pretty cool to kind of maybe discuss like the best lyrics. Also, looking forward to doing the modern day Queensrÿche countdown. That should be quite interesting, being that most of those songs are newer and many of them have not been, major hits or whatnot that people are familiar with. But anyway, that's all I've got, and I will talk to you guys soon. Have a good one.
Jim, again, I can't apologize enough for my recording flub a couple episodes ago when you were supposed to be on. So thanks for calling back. We will have you on as well. Maybe we should just do a listener episode whenever we do the listener lists. We should just have a bunch of people on and let them justify their rankings or something. But
we can make that happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably couldn't record it correctly.
I was going to say, Ray, you couldn't record one person. You couldn't record multiple ones.
Now I'm going to do multiples. Actually did have a suggestion from a listener also to do some listener, how our old friend Uncle Steve does the Iron Maiden stories on his podcast, do like a Queensrÿche stories type episode to talk about, how people got into the band and how their fandom of the band has evolved over the years. So that might be something we want to talk about, but I thought that was a cool idea. And speaking of ideas, Jim threw out an idea for an episode in his call about doing a deep dive into lyrics, do maybe like a best lyrics episode, and I am all in for that, man. I love breaking down lyrics and stuff, so I would love that as an episode idea. So thanks for sharing that, Jim, and thank you for calling in.
Yeah, Jim, always great to hear from you, and sorry we didn't get you on the episode that we had you on. It was great to have you on, and we'll definitely do that again. And yeah, great idea, the best lyrics, but I think I would have to leave it up to Ray to pick the songs because maybe I'll throw one or two and then they'll be like, what the fuck did you pick that for? So, because I'm not really a huge deep lyric guy, but I'm up for anything. I'll deep dive into whatever I need to, and we appreciate the call. And Jim's not far from you, so don't hurt yourself shoveling.
Yeah, he's a little further east, which they usually get hit a little harder than we do, heading out towards the mountains out that way. So, yeah, Jim, be careful today. Don't hurt your back or your heart shoveling snow. So don't be a weekend hero, they say, when you're shoveling snow. If you don't exercise during the week, don't go out there and try to be a hero.
Yeah, don't let that be your exercise.
Yeah, right. All right, so that's the end of the calls. We do have one email. This is also from November. I think this came through on the same message when we got Canada Rob's call. So missed this one also. So want to just review this. This is from a new listener named Mary B. So a female listener, Steve. How about that? We've got a couple.
All right.
Yeah, she says, hi, guys. I'm a relatively new listener to your podcast, and I love it. My intro to Queensrÿche was 1984 when they opened for Kiss. I was 14 years old and distinctly remember Jeff and the band, even though I had no idea who they were. I saw them again for the Promised Land tour and sadly never again with the original lineup. Just saw Jeff Tate last month in Buffalo, New York for Operation Mindcrime and thought he was fabulous. Anyway, just wondering if I could have the songs to rank, and I'll give it a whirl myself. Love all the episodes I've listened to so far, only 2 in parentheses. Looking forward to all the rest. Thanks for all you're doing for us Queensrÿche fans. Thanks again, Mary B. So Mary, thank you for the email. Thank you for your kind words. Glad that you found us, and hope that you're enjoying digging into the back catalog. And I hope you've listened to more than 2 episodes now, and hope you'll give us a call. That'd be great. We love new callers. We love emails, but calls are always better. And if you want to call the show, you can call us at 336-422-6862. Leave your voicemail there, or you can record a MP3 voice note, whatever, on your phone or on your computer, and email that to us at feedback@IRememberNowPodcast.com. So, Steve, any thoughts on Mary's email?
Yeah, Mary, thanks for emailing. Great hearing from you. And she's only 2 episodes in, so you got a lot of catching up to do. And we appreciate any kind of email or communication with us. And good to hear from a female Queensrÿche fan. And yes, they are out there. And for you to tune into us is fantastic. And it's cool to hear from someone that's she's been there almost from the beginning, and she's and hopefully that this podcast will get her, checking out the Todd stuff and, just rolling down the road with everything else that they have going. So appreciate the email, Mary, and right on. Awesome.
Yep. And she mentioned the listener ranking. We've talked about it a little bit earlier. If you'd like to participate in that, there's still time. I think we've got that scheduled for March. So there's still time to do that if you'd like to do that. So just shoot us an email. Again, it's feedback@IRememberNowPodcast.com, or you can DM one of the social media accounts, request that form. I'll send you the form, and you can do your rankings and send it back, and we'll include you in the aggregate that I'm putting together of all the listeners. And it's super interesting. Every time I get a new one in, I get excited to open it and see what the rankings are, and then I immediately get angry because I'm like, how could you rank that number 73? But that's a lot of fun. And then there's some back and forth usually with the person that sent it. So I really enjoy those interactions. So please get those in if you haven't sent it back yet. And if you haven't requested it yet, request it. We'll get it over to you. I also want to just real quickly call out one of our listeners. His name's Andy. Andy reached out via email or on, I think, direct messenger first on Facebook, and then we started emailing. Andy had some really, really cool deep cut Queensrÿche stuff, man. He had, I'm sure there's probably some listeners out there that have heard these, but I had never had very early demos and some rehearsal tapes from the Warning era, from Rage for Order, and from Empire. And he sent all these files over, and I literally spent, half of a Saturday going through them and listening to them. And they are spectacular. I mean, just to get to hear songs in their early form with different lyrics and hear them, rehearsing and talking, and the original Rage for Order title track is on there, which eventually became Anarchy X, and it was just an absolute treat. So I want to thank Andy for sharing those with us, and I think that's something that we should probably do an episode on at some point, Steve, because there's a lot of really interesting stuff in there to talk about, and then we can play them on the air for the listeners. But if you'd like to hear those, feel free, again, shoot us an email. I'll gladly share those emails with you. It's really, really cool stuff. So thank you so much, Andy, for sharing that with us and for giving us some new material.
Yeah, Andy, thanks for emailing us those things. I really have not gotten a chance to check those out, but I will. Today would maybe be a good day to do it since no one's going anywhere. So I appreciate it, and I can't wait to dig into those. And, I apologize. I just have not had the chance to check them out, but I will. And it would be cool to, kind of go over them on an episode or something like that. Just, what was different. It's always fun to see how songs evolve. It's always cool to hear how they, create stuff and hear the guys talking and stuff like that. So, in rehearsals and all that. So, I will be digging into them, and we appreciate you sending them to us, because it's really cool to get something like that you've never heard before. And so we appreciate it.
Yeah, I just wish there was some Minecraft stuff. There's like a gap. It's like you got Warning, Rage for Order, and then Empire, and it's like, where's the Minecraft stuff? So I'm sure it's out there. So if anybody has it, just send it our way. would love to hear it. But yeah, really, really cool stuff. And the audio quality is not great. Obviously, they're very old demos that have probably been duplicated, 100 times since they were recorded. But you get the idea, and it's pretty badass. When you have the track listing is like ballad in B minor or whatever, and it's actually I Dream in Infrared. It's just bad before it had a name. It's just so cool. Anyway, so that's it for calls and emails. So thank you everybody again for calling in. One more time, if you want to call the show, it's 336-422-6862. You can also send us a recording of your call and email that to us at feedback@IRememberNowPodcast.com. All right, so we are through all of the preliminary stuff. It's time to get to the main topic of the day, and that main topic is the album Tribe from 2003. So we are going to do the normal track-by-track breakdown, talk about each song individually. Then at the end, we'll rank the songs, rank the album versus everything else in the catalog. And we're almost to the end of the albums too, man. We've got the countdown over with. We have one more to go after this one. So we've almost done them all. So I am really kind of sad by that because I love these album review shows. So Steve, why don't you talk a little bit about the album itself, the stats, the release date, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, the album Tribe, it came out on July 22nd, 2003. It's the 8th Queensrÿche album, and the studio was the Robert Lang Studio in Shoreline, Washington, and the Grove in Seattle, Washington. And 41 minutes, 37 seconds album length, and label, of course, at the time was Sanctuary. The band produced the album, and this was a crazy time for the band. Kelly Gray was on Q2K, the previous album, producing and writing and performing with them. He was out of the band, and he was not going to be involved in this one at all. The fans weren't down with him, pretty much, and he was doing, I guess, the band has been known to party themselves, but I guess this was like some hardcore partying that was going on. They just kind of parted ways with him. The band wasn't speaking by the end of the tour. They had fired their manager. They had a lot of stuff going on. Jeff Tate did a solo album and a solo tour. So when they, decided to, get back into the studio, it was Scott and Eddie started kind of writing and practicing a little bit. And then they were joined by Jeff after his solo tour was over with. When Michael first heard what they were working on, he was not down with it at all. He wanted more of a, like a hard and intense type album, and he said he didn't want to turn Queensrÿche into an adult contemporary band, which if you listen to that first Jeff Tate solo album, that's pretty much what that album is. It's a tough listen. So they contacted Mike Stone to come in to, basically help with songwriting, but then he ended up, playing on some stuff and writing some stuff. And Chris DeGarmo comes back into the picture on this one as well. He was still in the music scene at the time. He was doing stuff with Jerry Cantrell live. He played a slide solo on one of his songs on the Degradation Trip album, I think it was. And
didn't I read somewhere that they were struggling with time frame? They had a time frame to get this album out, and they just didn't have the material. So that was kind of what prompted them to reach out to Chris.
They were kind of in a flux, and they were, because I think that the Jeff album kind of took a big chunk out of the time, in between what the albums would be coming out. And myself included, we were kind of faked out, that thinking that Chris DeGarmo was back in the band because there were pictures published with the band and him in the pictures.
Yeah, they did a photo shoot.
Yeah, and it was like, oh, okay, so that, I think that definitely piqued interest. It sure as hell did to mine. He did some writing on there. His fingers are all over this album, whether it's, stated or not. But there's a song on this, it's not on the album itself, it's called Justified, that was, they worked on it, it was unfinished at the time, but then they finished it up, and it's, totally written by Chris. And if you want to hear that, you can go to the Best of Queensrÿche CD that came out in 2007. That song, the finished product of that song is on there. So, these guys had a lot lot of turmoil going on. We'll see what we think about, the songs and how the album came out. But I remember when this came out, I was looking up because I can't find it, but I have and we'll talk about them live, playing songs from this live later. But I do have the actual set list from the soundboard from one of the shows on the tour that we saw. I got it stuck somewhere. I got to find it, and I know it's in one of the albums. I'll have to go through them all. I did see them on this tour. I don't know whether you did or not, Ray. I mean, we'll talk about the shows and stuff later, but so we can get into it. The band really at the time was Jeff, Michael, Eddie, and Scott, and then the additional personnel on it was Chris DeGarmo. He's on tracks 1, 3, 4, 9, and 10. So he's on like half the album. And Mike Stone plays rhythm guitar on there, and then there's orchestra stuff on there too. That was
and Stoney was the second guitarist on the tour, right?
Yes,
for Tribe.
Yep.
Yeah,
mm-hmm. Yeah. I
saw this tour multiple times. They came around a lot on this tour. I think I saw them in Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Erie, maybe Pittsburgh twice. I feel like I saw this tour 4 times. Over the course of like a year. It seemed like they were just around. So I remember seeing this tour a lot. It was good. It was a decent set list outside of a couple of things we'll talk about later on. So, okay, you ready to roll? Ready to get into this thing?
Let's go. Yeah. How did you become aware of this album and get into it?
It was kind of the typical story. It was, a new Queensrÿche album came out, and I was a huge fan of Q2K, as we talked about on that review episode. I was really looking forward to this one coming out, and there was, a 4-year gap, I think, between Q2K and Tribe. I remember buying the CD probably the day or day after it came out and listening to it, and then we're going to talk all about my relationship with this album as we move forward here. So, it's just one of those typical ones. I was really into the band at the time and just bought it when it came out and bought it on CD, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I got this when it came out. I was looking forward to it. Like I said, it was, they kind of had me faked out. I'm thinking, Chris DeGarmo's back in the band. And but I was always looking forward to any Queensrÿche album coming out because, like you said, it was 4 years between Q2K and this one. And we did Q2K a couple episodes ago. And I really liked the direction that was, that they were kind of headed in. And, I liked the sound of it. And, if you want, you can go back and listen to the episode. But I remember picking this up, not the day that it came out, but within, a week or two when it came out. And I have the CD. I don't know if it was ever released on vinyl because it was right in that pocket where there really wasn't, everything wasn't released on vinyl. But the album cover itself, it's got looks kind of like a bird, but it's like the Tri-Reich bird. It's kind of cool. It's got, I don't know if that's like
the cover
foil or whatever, kind of crumpled up, and then it's like maybe like a chalk drawing on there.
Yeah, it's like a cave drawing.
Yeah, and it's not. You don't get the Queensrÿche logo either. It's just like Queensrÿche written in a script on top and Tribe on the bottom. I think it's kind of a cool album cover.
Yeah, I like the cover a lot. It certainly fits the theme of the album title. I thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Okay, let's get into the track by track now. We will start the opening track, perfectly titled Open, written by Chris DeGarmo, Jeff Tate, and Michael Wilton.
You're an angel with your wings broken, wearing sandals that I tripped in. You're a holiday shaking.
right, so we open the album with a song called Open, which is kind of cool, actually. I love the pick slide at the beginning. I'm always a fan of a good pick slide to start off a song. I think the main riff of this song is killer. I love that big, heavy, crunchy riff that kind of goes throughout the song. I think it's really just a good way to start the album. It's kind of a mid-tempo song. It's not like a fast-paced song, but it's got a good, heavy groove to it. I think Jeff Tate sounds really good on this song. The vocals are really strong. I'm not going to get into a ton of lyric stuff today because I'm not a huge fan of a lot of the lyrics on this album, but wearing sandals in your second line, I don't want my rock stars wearing fucking sandals, dude. I want my...
No.
It's just a weird image. I don't know why it bugs me. It just does. I don't want my rock stars wearing sandals. I want them wearing fucking combat boots or something. I don't know. But it's that image. It's immediately, it just kind of takes me out of the song. Like, what the fuck did he just say? But other than that, I love the song. Just a cool mid-tempo, but very heavy song. Got a great groove throughout the entire thing. I think that the bass break with the heavy drums and the heavy guitar into the stop where the vocals come back in. I think it's 310 to 340 if Tim would insert it here. Is just a sick sound. I love that bass tone is fabulous. But yeah, overall, I think Open is a really, really strong start to the album, and it had my hopes up for what was yet to come. So I think it sets a good tone and kicks us off to a great start.
Open, yeah. I like the driving feel from the very start of it. It's got an intense feel to it. The guitar tone is really good on this one. I like Jeff's kind of like, his vocals are kind of like haunting on this one. Great pre-chorus. The chorus is great. Good snap to the snare. And I love the feel of this one. I love the great murky bass sound from
Eddie, fucking Jackson.
Thank you, Tim. And crunchy guitars. There's like a crunchy guitar bridge before it goes back to the chorus. There's some ringing leads in there. So I guess Chris he does like the ringing leads on the end there. But you're right about the sandals thing. I do not want to see anybody's fucking feet. No one's, not even my own. But it is weird. I like the feel of this song, and this it gives you hope. You're like, okay, we're off to a good start here. Not a rocker drivel start, Tim, but a good, driving, intense Queensrÿche song. I think it's a good start. However, we're starting with no guitar solos on this album so far. So that's what I got for Open. So track number 2 is called Losing Myself, and it's written by Mike Stone and Jeff Tate.
There's a thunder in my head, a roar I can't escape, I can't ignore this certain fate. I'm experiencing something I can't explain. There's a frame, reference, fragile at best, an itching fear that's stronger than the rest. Follow the black ribbon into the sun, pushing further, baby, careful with this burnout. I'm losing myself in you, and trying to get back to me, but I'm so far away. I'm losing myself,
All right, the cool drum start at the beginning with the vocals, some heavy bass. There's like a weird electronic effect going on when like the muted guitars come in. Then it kicks up for the chorus. I think is very cool. Fantastic chorus. Then you get that roller coaster kind of feel that BB says, like it goes up and then it goes back down for the verses. I think is very cool. I like the scratchy guitars like right before the chorus. There is a really good solo section on this one with the leads from Michael. I love how this, and then it just goes right back into the chorus. This is a favorite of mine. This track is fucking great.
Okay. The first thing that strikes me about this song, and I hope Tim can play it here, is it's very jarring, like open ends on kind of like a heavy note, and then it goes beep, boom, boom, beep, beep, boom, 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 under those little, I'm like, are those fucking bongos? What am I hearing? It's just a weird transition from this heavy, crunchy song into this. Then you get those little keyboardy sounds. I'm just like, what is happening here? The thing that strikes me about this song is like the vocals and the drum sound is just so dead. Like there's no dynamics at all. We're in that early 2000s, let's strip everything down and take out all the reverb production, and it just sounds so dead. I think the chorus is very catchy, like you said. Yeah, so this song to me, like I mentioned on Burning Man on Q2K, just it sounds like a U2 song. If you listen to the guitar tone under the chorus, very edge-like, and I'm not opposed to that. I like U2 a lot, but not in my Queensrÿche. The solo for me is very low in the mix. The solo is cool. It just feels like the mix is weird. Like the rhythm guitar is very out front and the solo is kind of buried. Scott's playing during the solo section is really, really strong. I just don't feel there's any purpose to the keyboards in this song. Like there's some key things going on, but it just doesn't really add anything to it. To me, this is outside of the chorus. It's just kind of like a bad attempt at like a post-grunge modern song style that just for me falls flat. I wish at this point we've got 2 mid-tempo songs in a row, just not a very good 1-2 punch, and this song just loses me a little bit. It's like the title says, losing myself. Okay, let's move on. Track number 3, written by Chris DeGarmo, Scott Rockenfield, Jeff Tate, and Michael Wilton. This is called Desert Dance. All right, so the last song started with bongos. This song starts with a tambourine. It's got kind of a Middle Eastern sounding start to the song. It's got some light guitar strumming in the lead underneath. It's pretty cool once the main riff kicks in. A little more up-tempo than the first 2 songs, so I kind of like where that's going. The vocals are just, again, so dry. Like, it just has no dynamics to the vocals. And, I mean, Jeff sounds fine, but it's just, I like vocals that have some depth, man, to have some reverb, you know? It just sounds so dry and lifeless. Good driving beat. It's got a bit of what feels like a sense of urgency. I like the verses in this song. I like I guess it would be the pre-chorus, the "We Reach Out to the Sky" part.
We reach out for the sky.
But then when they get into that, keep reaching, come on, keep reaching. It just loses me. Just not a fan of that part. Jeff played this 2 tours ago, I think, when he did his big rock show hits tour, and I didn't understand why. There's so many other songs he could have pulled, and he pulled this one. It's okay. It's just, it reminds me of like, remember the band POD or like Limp Bizkit? Like, what are we doing here? Like this, come on, keep reaching. I fucking hate that part. It's just under 4 minutes long. I start clock watching this song about 2 minutes and 30 seconds and can't wait for it to be over.
Desert Dance. I like this one. Get that? I didn't know that. I thought that was like a little hi hat at the beginning there. So I'll go with tambourine, and get some
Maybe
like
I don't know.
Got some murky chords. Yeah, and you're right. I think the production overall on this is, I don't know. This is what happens when I think people produce themselves. You know, there's no one in there to say, no, I don't like this sound, or no, you know, like we should do something different here, or you know, might get different or something like that. I think that's a product of that. But this has an intense feel once it gets going. There's some urgent vocals lead up to they're really intense for the verses there. I like the vocal cadence. And I like the muted. There's like muted voices thrown in there too that I think are cool. And
I like the verses in this song a lot.
Yeah, I like the keep reaching part. I like that. Yeah, I enjoy that. There's some squealy leads and not a proper solo either. There's some different kind of percussion in there too that's going on there. That's like in place of the solo, which I'm not digging. That kind of theme that we have going on here so far, but it is a cool little interlude, but I would rather a solo. Scott's drumming is fantastic on this one though, and come on, keep reaching. I think that I like this one.
Come on,
I like it. All right, the next track is kind of a little bit what Ray's probably thinking that this album is doing, and this track is written by Chris DeGarmo and Jeff Tate, and this one is Falling Behind.
We are all equal, but we're individually different and able to reach the impossible if we try. We find faith and strength in the most unlikely places, and love sometimes eludes us, but we try. We keep searching, and one day we find life goes on like the wheel. It keeps on turning, that's the deal. While we're running so fast to keep from falling behind. Problems come and they go. In the end, what will you show? Why are we worried? We worry so much, worry about falling behind.
Starts out with little jangly acoustic guitar and a little shuffling drums going on there that is kind of cool. Jeff's vocals are soft. This has a feel like it's like Back to Here in the Now Frontier, this song. I think you could either pluck this off of that album or put this one on that album because it has that feel. And, of course, it's Chris and Jeff writing this one too, but like not a great area for that album. Not, what I really totally enjoy about Queensrÿche. I do like the vocal melody in parts. I like the drums on this one. Not the Queensrÿche territory that I like I said. Decent harmonic leads from Chris. This one it's okay.
Okay. So you mentioned the acoustic opening. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Bridge when I first hear it from Promised Land, just for a second. That on the drums drives me fucking crazy. I can't stand that early 2000s, let's make our drums sound distant, fucking Linkin Park-ish, which I love it in Linkin Park music, but not in Queensrÿche. More just totally dry, dead vocals. I think the The vocal melody in the verses is weird. Like, it just doesn't really fit well to me. It just sounds kind of bouncy. You mentioned Here in the Now Frontier. One of my notes says the whiny guitar behind the chorus sounds like a Here in the Now Frontier reject, which it really does. Like, it sounds like something right off of that album. For me, like, I'm being very negative on this album so far, but complete opposite of Q2K in terms of lyrics. Like I talked during that episode about how meaningful those lyrics are to me. These lyrics just feel very cliched and like generic. The chorus, the life goes on around a wheel, is one of the worst things in the entire Queensrÿche catalog. And that whiny guitar behind it is even worse. The word I chose in my notes was horrendous, and I stick by that word. The best part of this song is the bridge from 255 to 326 is kind of cool. My last note, I'm just going to read it verbatim. This song blows, one of the worst in the catalog.
And you hate it and never want to hear it again.
That's a different show. Wrong show.
Oh, okay. I was channeling Asylum there.
Okay, moving on. The next song, this kind of describes how we've both talked about this album so far. This is a song written by Jeff Tate and Michael Wilton called The Great Divide.
My anger got outside of danger. I was waiting for some signal, a sign from my angels. When the tide turns against you, it's a strange sensation, a revelation of imagination. I could change my course and face the flow, reap the seeds that I had sown, or follow that old riverside. Here's what I found out. I was standing on the Great Divide, looking out across America, trying to find my truth, divided for myself. I found the day when I saw this place. I saw what I could lose.
All right, so we've got another mid-tempo song sandwiched in between several other mid-tempo songs. It's got a cool opening guitar riff, intro into the main riff chords. Not really a whole lot going on there, but I kind of like the vibe. It's got kind of an ominous, kind of creepy sound going on in the verses, I think. The chorus, to me, it's just okay. It's not their best by any means, but it's just another like odd vocal melody. Like there's a lot of odd melodies in this album, I think. So I don't know if that was just kind of the direction they wanted to head, or if it was just the influence of DeGarmo, although he wasn't involved in the writing of this song. Something just is off about the songwriting on this album. It's just a slow plotting song that just kind of never really goes anywhere. Like I feel like this song is trying to build and build and build into something, but it just never does. Like it's kind of the same from start to finish. It never just really goes anywhere. And it's just not great. Like it's just, to me, it's the definition of meh, that word that we all love to use. It's just meh. It's not bad. It's just mid, I guess, as the kids would say today.
Another mid-tempo song here. Starts out with those ringing leads, then it drops off for the verse. This song feels very stark to me. For the verses, at least, it goes back a little up a little bit for the chorus, then back to the starkness again. There's just some short leads for the solo, I guess. Where the fuck are the guitar solos on this album? There's some whoa-whoas in there that
10 years too late.
But I don't know. And I was thinking about it last night when I was listening to this album again, and I'm like, kind of thematically, this reminds me of Metallica's Saint Anger. There's some decent riffs in there, no fucking solos, and I mean, thank God it's missing that boing 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 snare. But
sound.
It was the what was going on at the time, and this is one period that I hate about music that we listen to in general, like a lot of bands like Queensrÿche, Metallica at the time. Like, what the fuck is wrong with having guitar solos? You know what I mean? It's always one of my favorite parts of songs. It's one of my favorite things about Queensrÿche. We've not had any dual guitar harmonies yet. We've not, you know what I mean? We don't have that. It's missing. For me, it's missing essential elements in a Queensrÿche album. From the production, like you said, the vocals, I don't know. I just I'm
as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
This is not a good one for me. Like I said, like I'm missing my Queensrÿche-ness in this album.
Queensrÿche-ness, I like it.
Yes.
I agree. I totally agree.
Yes. Okay. All right. Let's move on. Next track, Rhythm of Hope, from Eddie Jackson, Scott Rockenfield, and Jeff Tate.
Lying here awake again, minutes before dawn. I hear your breathing, your heartbeat like a song. Lately I've been feeling less than good, seeing things for the first time like I never could. I had my hands out against the door, trying to get to something I couldn't find before. That special something that feeds my soul is a rhythm to live by. It's a rhythm of hope.
All right. Back for another acoustic number. Jeff's vocals are good on this one. I really like them on this one. I don't mind it. This would have been great, I think, on MTV Unplugged. And I know that they did this in the set when they did the little acoustic thing in the middle of the set on this tour. So I think it's for this type of song. I think it's very good. I really like the orchestration on this song, and this was a not too bad of it. And I usually don't go for these type songs, but for this type song, I like this one.
Yeah, they have a real problem during this phase of the band of album sequencing. Like Q2K is the same way. There's like that block of mid-tempo songs that are all very similar in the middle of it. And it just kind of drags it down a bit. Like, and this is the same thing here. This is another mid-tempo song. This one I put in my notes is the best of the middle meh. I think this is the best of these down-tempo songs or mid-tempo songs. I like the orchestration as well. You mentioned that, the orchestration, the kind of the keyboard swells that are going on. It gives it kind of a soaring type feel. This one, unlike The Great Divide, does have a nice kind of build to it. It just doesn't ever really totally pay off. Like, it's almost there and it just doesn't quite make it. But at least it tries. The guitar solo, as you said, isn't much of a solo. Has some really cool keyboards behind it, which I really like. More keys coming out of the solo and into the last verse. Just, again, it has a nice build towards the end, which I think is probably the best part of the song. I just wish it had that payoff moment. You know, it's just not quite there. So, yeah, this one I think is a good song. I think that there's the bones of a really good song are here, I think, with a little more fleshing out. Like, let's figure out how do we get it from building to climax. Like, it would be a really, really strong tune. So, I like Rhythm of Hope. I don't love it. You know, it's right in the middle of the album, Rhythm of Hope, and I'm kind of losing a little hope for this album. All right, let's move on. Track 7, written by everybody that was an official band member: Eddie Jackson, Scott Rockenfield, Jeff Tate, and Michael Wilton. This is the title track, Tribe. All right, so Tribe starts. I'm like, all right, here we go. Nice, heavy, evil sounding riff. It's that chung, 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 chung. I'm like, all right, we got something going. I hear the face of God go. I'm like, all right, it's getting creepy. It's getting crazy. It's going to be awesome. And then what the fuck happens? It starts to chug, chug, chug some tribal drums. Jeff starts rapping some nonsense. Take it to a place underground, a cavern 10,000 steps down. I'm like, what the fuck am I listening to right now? Like, what is this? Like, it's just, I've never heard anything like this before. And I'm just like, oh, come on. Okay, we'll wait. Then the heavy guitars come back. All right, we're going. We're getting back into it now. Hopefully that rap shit's over. And then it goes into the terrible chorus. Slam, 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 slam. What is going on this album? Oh, wait, then there's more heavy guitar coming. Oh, then for 5 seconds, and then it's back to more tribal beat and rap. This song is a complete fucking mess. There are some really cool things in it. I love that opening riff. I love a lot of the things in it for like 5 seconds. Scott's drumming is really good. But as a cohesive song, it's just awful. It's just fucking awful. Maybe the worst chorus of any song in the entire Queensrÿche catalog. That, we're the same tribe. It's just fucking terrible.
And you named your album after this song. Okay. And you're right. You do have a little hope at the beginning. You get some heavy guitars, a little grungy tone at the beginning there. Then you get the little whispered vocals from Jeff Tate. Parts of this kind of feel that the weirdness of it could be like on Promised Land, but then like it would never make the fucking cut on that album. By the way,
God no.
I kind of like the layering of the vocals on this one. When it does kick up, it's got a good driving feel to it, like a heavy guitar tone. But then like, boom, it goes down. You lose me. Another song with no fucking solo in it. Just some ringing leads. I mean, come on, you guys. Like, just like, what the fuck?
Like, how could the four of them, these are the guys that created Rage for Order, and Operation Mindcrime and fucking Empire and Promised Land and even Q2K. How can they be in a room together and listen to this and think, wow, that's fucking good. We got to put that on the album and call it this song because it's so good. I get maybe they're trying to be progressive. They're trying to do something different. But this is just awful, dude. Like, this is literally the low point of the Queensrÿche catalog for me, this particular song. Up to this point, I'm like, all right, it's not great, but I don't really love it. This fucking song jumps off a cliff. Like, it doesn't accidentally fall off a cliff. It just jumps off a cliff. And I just will never get how you could have such cool things happening within such a terrible song. like that opening riff is badass. And then it just and then falls off a cliff.
It's like, fuck.
Like, I would love to have that conversation with these four guys and say, how did this happen? You know? And I hate being negative, but this song fucking blows, man. It just is awful. So that's all I got. I'll stop bitching now.
Maybe. All right. Track number 8, Blood, written by Scott Rockenfield, Jeff Tate, and Michael Wilton.
For the lies you sold us. Thank you for this fiction of violence. Thank you for this song you gave me to sing. Thank you for the gapping day on a culture that lay dying. Yes, it's us dying. Maybe it won't be long now that it's all gone on. It's all gone wrong. There's blood on our hands. It's all gone wrong. There's blood. There's blood. It's all gone wrong. There's blood on our hands. It's all gone wrong. There's blood on our hands.
All right. There's some ringing guitars at the beginning. A little cool bass note from
Eddie fucking Jackson.
Then it goes into a weird feel with some weird percussion in there, more tribal drums. Who sings the chorus? It doesn't really sound like Jeff. It's like, ew. No! Like, ugh. Like, I don't know. Really, really weird.
It's a little gang vocal, I think.
Yeah. Again, no solo. What the fuck? Just some lead notes that goes back into the chorus. This song sucks. I'm sorry. This one. Sorry, not sorry. They're fucking killing me right now. That's all I got.
I'm not quite that negative on this song. It's not a favorite for sure, but yeah, it's another one. It sounds like at the beginning, like the intro, it's a little muted sounding, but then it kind of picks up a bit, and it's like, okay, this might be going somewhere. And then it goes back into like a very mellow vocal delivery in the verses. You can hear a little Eddie Jackson bass underneath, finally. We've only heard him in bits and pieces on this album so far. It's got like a classic Scott Rockenfield kind of driving drum beat. The chorus to me is kind of catchy. And my note is it's a good thing because they say it 789 times. It feels like they just all gone wrong, blood on our hands. 10 more times, all gone wrong. So yeah, this is just a song that feels unfinished to me. Like they had kind of a cool, catchy chorus. What do we get? Let's just say it 1,000 times, and maybe people will like it. Just lazy songwriting, and yeah, it's. I won't say it sucks like you do, but it's certainly not a favorite on this album. All right, man, we are flying through this one. Track number 9. This is a DeGarmo Tate creation. This is called The Art of Life.
When I asked him, he described 1,000 lifetimes. At each turn, a hint of what one still must learn. Now I've read the thoughts of philosophers, the words of liars, who say that underneath I'm worthless, incomplete.
All right, so Art of Life starts with some nice heavy drums, got a very kind of dirty sounding guitar, which I like. Some more spoken word from Jeff on this one, which I don't mind it on this one. I think it kind of works on this one. It's not him doing some kind of a tribal rap, but it's just kind of, it fits the tone of the song. I like the pre-chorus and the chorus. It's different. It's interesting. This is something they've never done before, but it kind of works. Like it's cool. It's not just stupid. It just has kind of a cool mood. It's got a cool vibe to it, I think. I think the performance throughout is solid. Jeff kind of maintains that spoken word vocal throughout. There's really not a lot of singing in it, other than in the chorus. It's got a lot of cool layering, some cool effects. So, this one isn't bad for me. I think it's an experimental type song. This would be a great song, I think, if like the rest of the album was killer and you had this. But at this point in the album, you're like, is this ever going to fucking end? Like, this album needs to just end. It's too bad this song is cool, but it's at the end that I just want to be over this. But the one thing I like about this song, it educates me, Steve. I did not know that our 4 natural enemies are fear, clarity, power, and desire to rest.
Oh, well, see that? There's always good when there's a teaching moment in something for you. Art of Life, a little crunchy grindage at the start there. We get a little heavy kick in. Then it comes down for some clean guitars and vocal effect for the verse. The song's kind of all over the place. There's some odd OOs in there. Again, no guitar solo, just a few ringing notes. I'm fatigued as fuck listening to this album at this point. Jeff Tate's spoken word at the end. It's not the worst song on the album, not the best. At this point, I'm just like, let's just get this album the fuck over with. Speaking of getting the album over with, last track on the album, track number 10, written by Chris DeGarmo and Jeff Tate once again, and this one is called Doin' Fine.
Today, look in their eyes, you can feel their uncertainty, working hard for what they fear others would take. Empty hearts are afraid to break away. Don't be afraid. Sunshine, take
right. You are not doing fine. You are not doing fine. Come on, another slow tempo song like I don't know, and then it goes an acoustic for the verses. I think I heard some woodblock in there. We are not doing fine. We are not.
I am not fine. What does fine even really mean? On my best days, I'm more like a medium, more like a sad, slow simmer. That's where I am right now.
More like we're doing time. There's a very short part.
You're about to be paroled.
Yeah, there's a very short part where there's a little bit of grindage, but not nearly enough. Horrible album ender for me. I could see why Chris DeGarmo was not down with the direction of this album, because I am not down with it either. I agree with Chris.
He wrote half the shit, dude.
I know, but
I blame him.
So I don't know. I'm out. I'm like, thank God this is over.
You killed me when you said you're not doing fine. Okay, so this is just another in the, they have a kind of a tradition of ending albums on kind of a slower ballad type song, or a, just a down tempo song. And I don't mind that at all. I actually really like this song, Steve. I like the message of it. I like the lyrics. I think it's got the best lyrics on the album, and I like the way it's performed. I think it's a good vocal melody. It's just it's a good kind of happy song to close a very dark, just all over the place, erratic album. So I don't mind this one at all, especially on an album that we've been as critical of as we are of this one. I can see for you, knowing your tastes, that this would be like, you're ready to take this out of the CD player and throw it out the car window by this point. But like this kind of wraps it up nicely for me. I like this song a lot. It's actually one of my favorites on the album. So I'm totally fine with doing fine. It's everything else I've got a problem with, but it was quick, but it was torture getting through this album, Steve. Our guest that we were supposed to have today canceled on us last minute because of a family situation. And of course the thought popped in my head, well, should we wait and go, maybe 2 weeks out and see if we can reschedule? And the reason why I didn't want to do that is because I didn't want to listen to this album again in 2 weeks. Like thinking, by the time 2 weeks passed, I would forget all this stuff because it's been so long since I listened to it. And then I would have to listen to it again. And I really didn't want to do that. So we decided to forge ahead and get this thing over with. So
thank God.
Yeah, final thoughts. This album, I've never been more disappointed in an album in my life as I was this one, because I loved Q2K so much. I know a lot of people didn't like that one, so they probably weren't shocked by this one. But this one blew me away. Like when I got it, I was like, not in a good way. I was just like, I can't believe this is what I'm listening to. And it's not that a lot of the music is bad. It's just not Queensrÿche. I mean, this is just not what I want from this band. And I'm all for bands changing and evolving and trying new things. But this one just loses me completely, from that end of Open into the bongos at the beginning of Losing Myself is the first jar, and it just keeps jarring me throughout the entire album. And like you said, Steve, by the time you get to Art of Life, it's like I don't even care anymore. I think the last 2 tracks are pretty solid, but like I don't even give a fuck at that point. So yeah, this is just a very downer, just disappointment of an album for me.
Especially like I said, what I go for. There's absolutely no rock or drivel on this fucking album, none. So that doesn't help me in the first place. I had a little bit of hope at the beginning because the
Open's killer.
The Open was really good, and even without the little bongo thing, I still was. They still had me. Okay, there's still hope at this point. But then, like you said, by the time you get down towards like the track 7 or 8, you're like, okay, is this over with? And and I know why I didn't spend a lot of time with this when I started listening, prepping for the episode. I'm like, yeah, okay, that's why that only like maybe 2 or 3 songs ever made any playlists for me throughout the years. I mean, it didn't make me stop wanting to see them live because, like we talked about, I have the set list from when I saw them. And I'll read it in a little bit. Yeah, just and I think that this is a product of the times where there was people were, for whatever reason, anti-guitar solo, and also a product of when bands produce themselves. There's no one to say no, we're not. Let's do something different. You know what I mean? Like, let's just put the brakes on here and see. Like when we talked about on the episodes about the last tour, the Volume and Vengeance tour, and I talked about Andy Sneap producing. When he started producing Accept, he said to them guys, go back and listen to your classic albums. Go back and listen to that. Someone in this point in their career needed to do that, needed to say, listen, go back, especially after how people weren't really down with Q2K. And this is kind of like that on the next level, but level down, not level up.
Dude, this makes fucking Q2K sound like Rage for Order. I mean, it really does.
Absolutely. And you like to see your bands move forward. I mean, you can't love everything every band does. I mean, this may be someone's favorite album out there.
Yeah, if it is, God bless you.
Queensrÿche. If it is, more power to you. But I think it's just a product of the time and the self-production. And you got to remember too, I talked about at the beginning of the show that they weren't getting along very well either. And so I mean that could have had an effect on it too. But we got through it.
Yeah, it was just. Am I mistaken? Did they open this tour with Tribe? I thought I remembered that.
They did.
Which actually was kind of cool. I remember they cut with the drums. Like I remember they put spotlights on like each individual member, which was kind of cool the way they did it. But like, yeah, I just remember that was such a horrible opening song. It's a horrible anything song, but to open your set with it. But the rest of the show was pretty good, if I remember. Like,
yeah. Let me read the set list real quick while we're just still on that. I saw that the show that I saw was November 1st, 2003. It was at the Staircase Lounge in Piston, Pennsylvania. Great venue. Seen a lot of really cool shows there. Echo 7 was the opening band. I'm not really sure if I liked them or saw them. I don't know. This is a long set. They played 23 songs in the set. They opened up with, they did Tribe, Sign of the Times, Hit the Black, NM156, Screaming in Digital, Open, IMI, Damaged. In the correct order, Love It, Losing Myself, Desert Dance. Then they did a small acoustic set. They did Rhythm of Hope, Roads to Madness without the kick in at the end, Silent Lucidity. There you go, Ray. Silent Lucidity with acoustic guitars. Then the all-time favorite, Della Brown. That was awesome. Take Hold of the Flame, Breaking the Silence, I Don't Believe in Love, The Needle Lies, The Thin Line, Jet City Woman, Walk in the Shadows, Empire, and Best I Can. They ended the set.
Yeah, it's a decent set. There's way too much off of this album, but I get it. You're touring to promote this album, so I understand why you would do it. But yeah, I remember seeing the show multiple times. Like I said, I think this was also, they were on this tour when they toured with Dream Theater. It was a 2 or 3 band bill. I think it was just the 2 of them. I honestly don't remember if somebody opened for them or not, but I know I saw that show.
I didn't see the Dream Theater one.
Yeah, Queensrÿche played first that night, so I was happy about that because I got to leave. I've just never been a big Dream Theater guy. I watched probably half their show and was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm all set.
Yeah, but you should have stayed, though, because both bands came out and did a couple songs at the end.
Yeah, I know, but I'd already
that would have been worth
staying. Videos, so, yeah. But,
God, you were no fun back then either.
Dude, I've already spent the money. I can still conserve the time is the way I look at it. You know what I mean? I paid the money to be there. If I don't, I could at least get some time back.
All right.
The Dream Theater was fine. I just don't really care for them. So I'm like, I'm not going to fight traffic after a concert that I don't even really care about. So yeah, so it was an interesting tour. This album, I just can't. I just can't with this album anymore. I went through a phase where I kind of dug it a couple years ago. Like I hadn't listened to it in forever, and I went back to it, and it's like, yeah, there's some good stuff on here, and there is some good stuff on here, but it's just, as an album, a collective group of songs, it is just not very good. So, all right, let's rank the songs, Steve. This should be fun.
Oh, yeah.
This was the only album in the Queensrÿche catalog where I could not easily identify my number 10. Like, I had to fight between a couple of songs to be the worst song on this album, and I finally decided on one, but anxious to see what yours is. So I'll go ahead and start. My number 10, after much debate in my head, is Falling Behind. I just think that chorus is so bad. And there's things about the song I like, but I just can't get beyond that horrendous chorus in that song.
My number 10 is the album number 10, Doing Fine. I do not like it. I think it's a horrible album ender, and that's my number 10.
Wow. Okay. My number 9, if you had any doubt, the title track Tribe. This song fucking sucks.
I also have Tribe as number 9.
Oh, Jesus, man, that's a goocher.
Oh, look at that. Number 8, say it with me 786 times. Blood on My Hands, or Blood.
I also have Blood at number 8.
Goocher.
Oh, look at us. Number 7, is this where we're going to be? The Great Divide?
Number 7, I have Falling Behind.
Okay. So we did have a great divide there. That's all right. All right. Number 6, I have Losing Myself.
At number 6, I have Art of Life.
Wow. Number 5 for me, Desert Dance.
Can you see me shaking my head?
I can.
Where are we on? Number 5?
Yep.
I have Great Divide at number 5.
All right. My number 4, I'm losing all hope, is Rhythm of Hope.
Number 5.
Number 4.
Oh, number 4. I'm sorry. I have Rhythm of Hope at number 4 as well.
Goocher.
We have lots of matches this time.
Yeah, I know it.
Till we get to the top here, I think we're going to have the same number 1. My number 3 is The Art of Life.
Number 3, I have Open.
Really? Holy shit. Okay, well, we're not going to have the same number 1. Spoiler alert. Number 2 for me, you're number 10. I dig Doing Fine. I just like it, especially on this album. Like, there's so few highlights to me. That's one of them. So that's my number 2.
Wow. Number 2, I have Losing Myself.
All right, and my number 1, I thought for sure we were going to have the same number 1 as Open. The opening track, I think it's the highlight of the album for sure.
And I have the Desert Dance as number 1.
Desert Dance.
Yep.
Keep reaching. Come on, come on.
Come on, come on. I like it.
Yeah, dude, that was a hard album to rank. I'm like, there's so many songs on here I don't like. I don't know which one I dislike the most. And it was a lot of going back and
tough.
forth.
It was a grind. We went for my birthday dinner last night. Myself, my boys, and their girlfriends, and my 2 step granddaughters to be. And we came back here afterwards, and the girls were playing a game, and so I was kind of just going over my notes, and I had just had like one earbud in listening to this album, and I'm like, I just it was like the last hurrah for me, but yeah, tough.
Throughout this process, like when you're doing research and like reading stuff about, like, I've read a lot of like reviews of this album, like from when it first came out, and they were like stellar. Like, I'm like, what the fuck are these people listening to? I mean, there was a few that were, kind of middle of the road, but like one said this is their best album without a doubt since Empire. I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind? Have you ever heard Promised Land? Have you ever heard, like, I didn't get it. I don't know if everybody just had Chris DeGarmo syndrome and they're like, oh, Chris is back, it's going to be great. And I'm sorry, dude, but it was not. Like, bringing him back in for this, and I mean, it's great to have him back. Love the guy. He lost his fastball on this one when it comes to fucking songwriting, because it just did not save it. And
he needed Tommy John surgery.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, looking at the songs that he wrote, Doing Fine, your favorite, Art of Life, which is decent, Falling Behind, which is just god-awful, and Open's a good one. I give him credit for Open, but yeah, this album is just a total miss for me. So, all right, now we got to rank it. So I'll go first on this one too. I think I always have you go first, but I'll go.
Okay.
For my current album rankings, we have 15 of them done so far. So counting down from 15 to 1, I've got number 15, Take Cover. Number 14, Dedicated to Chaos. Number 13, the self-titled first Todd La Torre album. Number 12, Frequency Unknown. Number 11, Here in the Now Frontier. Number 10, Condition Human. Number 9, Operation Mindcrime 2. Number 8, The Warning. Number 7, DNA. Number 6, The Verdict. Number 5, Q2K. Number 4, Rage for Order. Number 3, Empire. Number 2, Promised Land. And number 1, Operation Mindcrime. I can't put this last because Take Cover is that bad, and it's a cover album, so that'll always be last for me. But this is going to go at become number 15, I guess, which will bump Take Cover down to number 16. I think Dedicated to Chaos is double the album this is. At least there's some interesting shit on it. Like, it's weird and it's not great, but like there's a few songs on there that blow this album away, I think. I know there's a lot of crap in the middle, but Yeah, not even close for me. This is the bottom of the barrel of Queensrÿche studio albums that we've talked about so far. So number 15.
All right. My rankings prior to this one are 15, Dedicated to Chaos, then Take Cover, Frequency Unknown, Condition Human, self-titled at number 11, Here in the Now Frontier at number 10, 9, Q2K, Operation Mindcrime 2 at number 8, The Verdict at 7, Digital Noise Alliance at number 6, Promised Land at number 5, 4 is Rage for Order, The Warning at number 3, Empire at number 2, Operation Mindcrime at number 1. And for me, Tribe is going to be Dead Ass Last.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Number 16. Yeah, there's like, even when we were doing I was doing the rankings, like, there's 3 songs that I like on this album, pretty much. And there's Dedicated to Chaos, there's at least 4 or 5. So, yeah, last. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, I'm the same boat, other than Take Cover, which I can't stand. This album's terrible. there's a couple of quick highlights, and that's it. I'm sorry, guys. We've talked about it all along. We will fawn over the stuff that we love, and we will not hold back on stuff that we don't like. And there's always those moments in every band's catalog that just aren't what you're there for, and this is that moment for me, for Queensrÿche. Love the guys, love the band, love everything they've done for the most part, but this one is just an absolute dog. So I'm glad we got it out of the way. I'm glad I don't have to listen to it anymore. I will listen to Open occasionally. I will probably listen to a couple other songs, but other than that, Tribe, the title track, I will use my catchphrase. I hate it, and I will never listen to it again after today. It's a terrible song. It's a terrible album title track. It's a terrible concert opener. Just a complete and total dud of a song. I'm really looking forward to hearing some feedback on this one. So listeners, if you think we're crazy, if you think we're off base, let us know. Maybe you agree with those reviewers that I was reading leading up to this, but really, really anxious to hear what the listeners feel about this album. So anything else? Any final thoughts, Steve, on Tribe?
Yeah, not a great one for me, but always fun doing this though. You know, there's I always say, you can't like everything from every band, and people that say that, you know, what's your favorite song? All of them. You're full of shit, by the way. And you know, there are a couple songs that make playlists for me, and you know, it's good to hear them every now and then. But and like I said, you know, I'm sure there's someone out there that Tribe is their favorite Queensrÿche album. You know, if there is, like, let us know why. You know, and like Ray said, like, why we're crazy, you know, about, you know, our thoughts on the album. But always fun doing this. I don't, you know, it's like you said, you can't hit a home run every time. You can't even get a base hit every time you're up to the plate.
Yeah, this is striking out looking on 3 consecutive pitches.
Yeah. You went down looking. You didn't even swing the fucking bat.
Yeah, 3 pitches, didn't even move the bat.
Yeah. So, but they did a good tour for this album, though. You know what I mean? Like,
we did.
I just read the set list, 23 songs. You know, I know they're supporting the album, but Tribe was definitely not the album the song to open the show with. But like you said, it was kind of cool how they staged it when they did open with that one. You know, overall, not a favorite. And like you said, we got one more album to go in the catalog, and it'll be kind of sad when we get done with all of them, because it's always fun doing them, but there's still plenty of other stuff out there. There's the Operation Mindcrime albums, there's Whip's got an album, Todd's got an album, you know, Scott Rock, the new Scott Rockenfield album, so there's still plenty to talk about, and listener rankings are coming up, and we got a whole bunch of stuff planned, so you know, looking forward to this year going forward. And thanks everybody for listening, and it's always great hearing from people and getting emails and calls and stuff. So keep them coming, and thanks for hanging with us.
Yep. And we can actually revisit some albums too, because it's been a long time since we did some of these. I mean, we've been doing this, 4 years now? I'm going on 4 years.
Oh, yeah.
And it's been a long time since we talked about some of the ones we did initially, so we could always do a little revisit of certain albums. So we'll keep the content as fresh as we can. But yeah, we've got one more to do. We've got American Soldier, so it'll be interesting to see where that one lands in relation to the one we just talked about. And frankly, this is the reason why, like, I had somebody online ask me, like, why didn't you rank all the songs in the Jeff Tate era? Because I don't want to listen to this shit and try to rank it as song rankings and have a full episode of like the bottom where we just shit on songs the entire time, because there are some dogs in this era, and we just did the classic lineup. Once Chris left, we kind of made that the cutoff point for the countdown, because I didn't want to get into Q2K, Tribe, American Soldier, and rank all those songs again. We did it on the album review shows. Didn't want to do it again, so I have zero plans on doing a mid-career Queensrÿche song ranking. So
yeah, I think we're good on that. And like you said, when Chris left, it changed the face of the band. Change the dynamics in the band, and then you have Kelly Gray coming in, then you have Mike Stone coming in, and then guys are back and forth. So I think we cut it off at a good spot. Yeah,
I don't think this music compares to the early era. That's why we didn't include it. Quite frankly, it just isn't the same. It's not the same band. That's why we broke it up. But anyway, enough negativity. We thank everybody for joining us. Queensrÿche, we love you. This just is not a good album for us. So anxious to hear the feedback of the audience. And I know producer Tim's thoughts on this album. I will let him share those on his call-in, which I'm sure he will do as soon as he gets the pleasure of having to chop this thing up and insert all the song clips for Tribe, which I know he will enjoy doing. So look forward to that, and we hope to get a lot of audience feedback. So, all right, let's wrap this thing up. I'm just rambling on now. I'm watching it snow and thinking about all the work I've got ahead of me later on today to get my driveway and sidewalk shoveled. You said you don't have to shovel in your townhouse? We still have to shovel.
Nope.
Wow, good for you. Look at you, living the high life. Anyway, you have been listening to I Remember Now, the Queensrÿche podcast. We're available on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, or wherever you get your podcasts. Please subscribe to the show and leave us a review or a rating on whatever platform you use. The show is a proud member of the TLD Podcast Network. The network hosts a variety of shows, including The Less Desirables, Wheeler's Dog, Beeswax Vinyl Daily, The Asylum Podcast, Fan Interference, Twin City Talk, and the new Motion to Spill podcast, and many others. Please check out the other shows on the network wherever you get your podcasts or at tldpodnetwork.com. If you'd like to be a part of the show, please give us a call on the TLD Network Hotline, 336-422-6862. That's 336-422-6862. You can leave us a message on this show, past shows, anything you want to leave a message about, we will welcome it. You can also, as we mentioned before, leave email us a voice note or MP3 file, whatever way you want to record your voice, and you can get it into an email. You can do it that way also, and that is feedback@iremembernowpodcast.com. The website is iremembernowpodcast.com. Social media, Facebook, I Remember Now, the Queensrÿche Podcast. On X, we are at IRememberNowPod. And I don't do hardly anything on X anymore because it's just such a disgusting place these days. Yeah, I hardly ever even get on it. I put our show on it when a new one drops, and that's about it. But so if you're an X fan, I apologize. Just don't really touch it anymore. You can also email us again at feedback@iremembernowpodcast.com. All right, this was a tough one. It was a fun one. I'm glad we got through it. Sad we've only got one more album review to do, but this is one that we kind of put off for a long time. Glad it's over with. Glad we're moving on. And that's all we got. So until next time, my name is Ray.
And this is Steve.
And thank you very much, and we'll talk to you soon. Right on.